Hello everyone, I'm Tristan, and today we're going to look at 5 key vocabulary for Toeic and Business English. Plus, we're going to do 4 Toeic questions at the end of the lesson. So, let's get started. Let's learn this key vocabulary. The first vocabulary is accountable for noun. This means responsible for, having the responsibility for. It is an adjective. The common forms are someone is accountable for noun, or other people hold someone accountable for noun. Here are some examples. Some people believe that if a child commits a crime, parents should be held accountable for the children's actions. So the children commit the crime, but the parents should be responsible. We should hold the parents responsible. Maybe we punish the parents. Maybe we fine the parents. Or employees are accountable for filling out their timesheet. So the employees have to write the hours they worked. It is not the job of the managers. The employees are accountable for doing this. Now, what is the noun for accountable? Accountability. And if you think about able words like available, the noun is availability. What is the noun for possible? Possibility. Okay, number 2, the adverb abroad. This means in a different country or in different countries. Note, you do not need a preposition before abroad. That is a common mistake. For example, if you say he went to abroad to work, this would be wrong. Correct? He went abroad to work. Notice, no to. You do not need the preposition. Wrong, she is currently in abroad. Correct? She is currently abroad. No in. So you do not need a preposition before abroad. Okay, number 3. It is the verb fluctuate. Fluctuate is for a number, price, temperature, etc. to go up and down, to be unstable. For example, let's look at this city. At 9 a.m., it's 7 degrees. At 11, it's 12. At 1, it is 8 degrees. At 3 p.m., it is 15 degrees. And at 5 p.m., it's 13 degrees. This is up, down, up, down. So the temperature fluctuated throughout the day. Or imagine there's a person who has different emotions. On Monday, they're happy. On Tuesday, they're sad. On Monday, they're happy. On Tuesday, they're sad. Well, you could say his emotions fluctuated throughout the week. Now, what is the noun for fluctuate? Well, remember, most verbs that end with ate, the noun is ation, such as create, creation, frustrate, frustration. So, the noun for fluctuate is fluctuation. When we use the noun, we can use it probably in 2 ways. So if I use the verb and I say the price of silver fluctuated throughout the year, so went up and down, went up and down, I could say there was fluctuation in the price of silver. Or I could introduce the thing we are measuring, like the price, and I can say the price of silver saw fluctuation. So there was fluctuation in the price saw fluctuation. Okay, number 4 is objective. This is a goal, aim, or target when you use it as a noun. It's something you want to achieve. For example, the company's objective is to expand abroad in the next 4 years. Or, one objective of the court is to hold people accountable for the crimes they commit. So what is your objective in English or Toeic? Is your objective to get over 800 on Toeic? Number 5, joint. As an adjective, joint means mutual, combined, or shared. Here's an example. TPS Incorporated and Mountain High Corporation agreed to produce the product together. They made a joint statement to the press about this agreement. So they made a statement together. They made a joint statement. Or the project is a joint initiative between a nonprofit group and the government. So they are doing it together. If we look at the adverb, we can say jointly. The group worked jointly to solve the problem. The group worked together. Now, a little note, joint as a noun has different meanings. In slang, joint is a marijuana cigarette. Okay, so maybe you enjoy it, maybe you don't, but a joint is a marijuana cigarette. Also, the noun joint can be the place that bones join in the body. For example, you have a joint between your wrist and your forearm because the bones join there. And some people might say, my joints get stiff when I have the flu. Okay, so next we're going to look at 4 Toeic questions. Get ready, they might be difficult. Here is the first Toeic question. This is a very tricky question. Most people choose but immediately. However, but is not the correct answer because of grammar. After the blank, you do not have a subject plus verb. Notice it says blank, the primary one being to reduce wasteful spending. So, there is no verb here. Being is a gerund noun. Now let's talk about but. But is a conjunction that shows opposites, surprises, etc. For example, this question is difficult, but I will be able to explain it. Notice after but, I have subject plus verb. Now, if the subject is the same in the first clause as the clause after but, you can remove it. For example, the candidate received a high test score but wasn't satisfied because she wanted a perfect mark. Notice it says, but wasn't satisfied. We don't say, but she or he wasn't satisfied because the candidate is the subject in the first clause and the candidate is the subject in the second clause. Therefore, we can remove one of them. If the subject and verb are the same, you can remove both if it's clear. The candidate was grateful, but also disappointed. So, in the second clause, we take out the candidate was because it's the same subject and verb as the first. However, if you use but plus noun, it means except for, not including. Here's an example. I ate everything but chicken. So, I ate everything at the restaurant or at the party. However, the one thing I didn't eat was chicken. So it's like except for noun, but noun. Another example, I watched every Star Wars but episode 1, except for. So let's look at what is happening in this Toeic question. If I say the company finished all their objectives but the primary one, that means except for. If I'm showing surprise or opposites, I could say the company has several objectives, but the primary one is reducing wasteful spending. I need is there because I'm using but to show opposites and the subject does not match. The subject in the second clause does not match the first clause. So I cannot just put a noun. So because this TOEIC question doesn't use but as except for, we will not pick it as the answer. This means with is the best option. With is a preposition with a few different meanings. However, it is always a preposition, so it needs to be followed by a noun form. One way we use with is to show extra detail. She is the tallest in the class. Now we give detail, with her height being over 175 centimeters. It would be wrong to say with her height is over 175 centimeters. Because after with, I need a noun form. Another example, the taxi ride was a ripoff, with it costing more than $50 to go 8 minutes. Or for the TOEIC question, the company has several objectives. Now we're going to give detail, with the primary one being to reduce wasteful spending. If it said with the primary one, if it said but the primary one is to reduce wasteful spending, that would be correct. But because of being, but is not correct, and with is the best answer. All right, let's go to 115. Well, here we can say joint because both groups are contributing. They join to do this. It is a joint decision. So both groups are investing together, so it is a joint investment. They're doing it together. So 115 is joint. Next question. If I say I can take a trip, I usually need preposition, location. For example, I took a trip to Spain, or I can have an adverb. I can take a trip spontaneously, quickly. Therefore, remove A, distant, and D, foreign, because these are adjectives. I cannot say, I took a trip nice. What does that mean? You can say, I took a nice trip, but here, when we look at this, we need an adverb or a prepositional phrase. Next, remove C. You need a preposition before foreign country. I took a trip to, in, around a foreign country. Therefore, the only answer is B, abroad. Remember, abroad is an adverb. It does not need a preposition before it. It is like here or there. So, I will travel abroad. That's correct. I will take a trip abroad. That's correct. Not, I will take a trip to abroad. All right, last question. Well, when we use since to talk about time, the main clause will be present perfect 99% of the time. For example, since I was a university student, I have been interested in language. So, when I was a university student, I started getting interested and I kept being interested, and I am still interested today. So here I'm using present perfect. And if we look, the only present perfect here is D. So the best answer is has fluctuated. Remember, he has, she has, it has, you have, we have, they have. But in present perfect, we have the price, which is it. So we're going to use it has fluctuated. So still today, this is happening. We are done the lesson. We looked at 5 key vocabulary. We looked at 4 difficult questions. I hope you learned something. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, hate, whatever you want to do. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.